Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to Double9Radio.
Hi, how are you doing? Hey guys.
Hi. How am I doing? Do you really want to know? Do you really want to know how I'm doing? Ladies, man, I am super excited. I am super excited to have you guys on the show. I'm blown away. I have two kings on the show with me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, these guys are doing great things. And I'm so pleased that they even took time out to come on the show today to share some of their experiences and great things they've been doing as well. Welcome to the show, gents.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
You're far too kind.
Fantastic. See, he's already started. He's got the rhymes. He's got everything. He's got the bars in him, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll cool it down because I'm so excited. I'll bring my excitement down a notch so it doesn't go too much over the... At least, we need to listen to what the show's about today. Okay, so without further ado, I'll let you introduce yourselves, gentlemen, on the show this evening. Could you... who's going to go first? Just tell us who do we have on the show today.
Yeah, sure. So today, you've got Omaru, who's also a co-founder of Doubledoor Music, and you've got my partner Sneakerish, who's also co-founder. So it's Doubledoor Music, and you've also got Omaru, doubling up as one.
You see, a multi-talented king as well on the show. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen. Not ladies. There's no ladies on the show today. Just gentlemen. It's just we always say ladies and gentlemen because we love our ladies, don't we? So, but just gentlemen on the show this evening. Welcome again. I want to say thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Okay, you mentioned Doubledoor just when you're doing a bit of your introduction there, and that name kind of stood out to me because this is Double9Radio. And it's Doubledoor. So I'm thinking, what? Are we cousins? Are we brothers? Are we family members or something?
It's a match made in heaven.
It's a match made in heaven, ladies and gentlemen. The double and double. See, double is the way. Go for double. Double blessings, double victory, double platinum. However you want to make it double. I don't know about the kids, though, but it's your choice. You can have double if you want.
No, it's a good one. It's a good match. Doubledoor Music, Double9Radio. Hey, bring it on.
Fantastic. Okay, tell us. So, what is Doubledoor Music, and who are Doubledoor Music? Who are the founding fathers of Doubledoor Music? I'm guessing it's Omaru and your partner. I missed his name just a minute ago.
I'll just come in. It's Sneakerish. So you've got myself and Omaru. This has been a lifelong dream for both of us to get into the musical space. And I think for us, Doubledoor it embodies, not just a movement of two guys and a passion. It's also a voice and a portal and a doorway connecting musical minds and helping to channel a collective artistic message within this space that's already been created by people before us and people that are doing music currently. So I think for us, Doubledoor has been a pet project for a while, and it's just something that we kick-started into full swing in the last couple of years. Yeah, 2015 really, yeah. Wow. So it's a portal, and it's just that portal that just gives, that channel artistic representation.
And just to add to what Sneakerish just said, Doubledoor is a family. That's the whole intention about Doubledoor. As you'd appreciate, the music space has changed a lot over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And our view to music right now is it has to be more inclusive. Good. And the space, or what we're trying to build is a family where each and everybody who's a part of Doubledoor is actually a true part of Doubledoor. So we're all one body, and we have one voice, and the movement is one. So there is no master-servant type approach to it, but it's more like an inclusive, and everyone has something to bring to the table. And you bring to the table, you eat from the table. Amazing. That's how it works.
Amazing.
Everybody eats.
Sorry, please carry on. I'm excited myself, but please carry on what you're going to say.
No, if I jump in as well, I think what Omaru was just trying to say is the growth that we're looking for is organic between us and between people we partner with. So the idea is everybody comes in with an idea. There is no one person controlling the creativity or the creative process.
Yeah.
And, it's a mix of mind.
Amazing.
And it's organic from the jump. Yeah.
I think that's really good. I mean, I think that's where where you mentioned the artistic representation kind of motto that you adopted for Doubledoor Music. Where again, Omaru mentioned again, is a family-orientated, organization where everyone brings to the table, and you get rewarded accordingly to what you brought on the table as well. And also, you have that ability to provide some input into production or any other creative endeavors you guys might get into, which is quite good. I mean, I love the fact of the artistic representation, because a lot of artists don't even understand. Because I had a guy called I can't remember, I think Steven Spotlight, who was on a show. I think he does social media marketing and also engaging with artists to help them recognize the power they have. Because a lot of people think, okay, you know what, I can sing. Once I sing, that's it. I'm gonna get rich, kind of thing. But they don't understand the other side of it. The other side of it, like the work you have to do. And because they don't understand this, they go into record companies or record labels and they just sign a contract and they get fleeced, and they get fleeced. It's like they've done all this work and they're getting paid peanuts. And they think to themselves, I've been fleeced. No, not really, because yes, it's a bit of a dodgy practice, but you've not allowed yourself to understand all the things that needs to be done to ensure you're getting paid the right amount of money. Because when you guys say artistic representation and a family-oriented organization, I think that jumps out at me as very, very, very great. It's wonderful.
Because the process itself can be very overwhelming, and I think it takes different parts to make the whole. And I think going back to what I said about the growth being organic, it's like getting everybody in at the right time and explaining every step of the way what's happening and being transparent.
Yeah.
So no one feels cheated within the process.
Fantastic.
And it's constantly evolving. So, for me personally, it's watch this space, because there's lots more to come.
Fantastic. I love that confidence there. Okay, so tell me, how does this relationship come, into play? How did you guys meet? Why did you call it Doubledoor? Give us a bit of a backstory on that one.
So, Omaru's known Sneakerish for a while, and Omaru he's better referred to as Mr. Somebody, is Mr. Anybody. Omaru is me, Omaru is you. Omaru is about music, and it's not about the person. I am the faceless one. So, known Sneakerish for a while, have the same passions. We both write music. We both sort of co-produce music, and we decided to set this up back in 2015. Been working on a lot of my project in terms of my music, and done some of Sneakerish's music that's going to be coming out soon. But over the years as well, we've also worked with a couple of other artists. A lot of them, which they're all new. Most of them new artists coming up. Watch this space. Okay. And we've known each other for a while, and we kept our friendship as well. And it's kind of like a business type friendship. And we collaborate. We work at the studio together, work on beats, and make good music.
Fantastic. Sneakerish, do you want to add anything to that?
Pretty much most of what you said. We've known each other through, years, university, came up together, have the same passions in music, draw from each other in terms of inspiration. And I think key to it is have the same sort of energy and focus in terms of the music or the art we want to put out. And obviously within that collaboration as well, there's always disagreement, because obviously we all come from different aspects of the spectrum when it comes to creativity. But I think we find that we agree to disagree, and we can always move forward with a plan. Because I've found in collaboration with other people that it's difficult to things in motion and keep the same sort of momentum. I think at half the time you start stuff with people and then it drops off. But I find that we work well and we can move things forward.
Fantastic. That's really good. I mean, I love the point you just highlighted that yes, you do disagree sometimes, but you disagree to agree. I think real relationships have to have that in place, because if you don't, I don't think that's real. I mean, that's my thought. That's my thought process.
No, I agree.
That's my thought process. Okay, so Doubledoor,
it brings objectivity into the process.
Yes, which could lead to better creativity as well. Quite amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
Let's start with you, Sneakerish. What inspires you?
Very good question. Let me think about that. I'm inspired by the whole process of creation, creating something, anything. Creating a hook, creating a look, creating one line in a song, creating. It's all about creativity for me. And I think someone mentioned somewhere about making something out of nothing and giving it life. In social media these days, you see all forms of creativity, and that inspires me. So I look on people's pages on Instagram. I hear a verse from a song or a hook, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. And that sort of just inspires me to do something either similar or just create something out of nothing as well. So I think my inspiration just comes from being able to create something out of nothing.
Amazing. I'm sure you've heard this this thing that sometimes artists say, I sit by the window and I look at the sunset and I get inspired by the sun rays and I start, start writing this music. I don't know. Maybe something that people do. I don't know.
I typically get my inspiration when I'm out cycling. Something like that.
Okay.
So if I'm out cycling, I might see something. It might be art, graffiti. It could be someone just crossed the road and did something, or it could be the sun rays or something. Anything around you could be inspiring.
Okay.
Anything. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Omaru, I want to know what inspires you, because, I'm excited. I want to play some of those new music. I'm itching to play them, but I'm going to hold myself. I'm going to hold myself till we get to the break. But I wanted to tell me what inspires you, because those tracks for me, I've been listening.
So my music is an embodiment of my life in many parts. What inspires me could be, first of all, I've been influenced over the years by different types of music, be it music from Herbie Hancock, John Coltrane, Fela, Burna Boy.
Amazing.
And all that sort of comes together in what I come out with. But in addition to that, actually, it's interesting. Sneakerish said, when you go cycling, I do a lot of running. And sometimes when I run, it's when, things hit me. And it could just be something as mundane as, I hear the phone ring and a beat comes from just hearing the phone ring.
Wow.
Or actually something drops on the floor and then that happens. And then I just want to create a beat at the back of, a plate or a pen that's dropped. I just like the sound of that. But I think but then, like I said, it's an embodiment of everything that's been, and I think all that accumulated together to create what I create, or what I want to come out with.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's been it's a product of what of their influences.
Amazing.
It could even be in the shower. I could be in the shower and then something hits me. And
you're one of those. You're one of those. You're one of those that sings in the shower.
Can we not just? We don't want a visual. We don't want a visual of you singing in the shower.
But the good thing about Omaru is because Omaru is faceless and Omaru is nobody and Omaru is just about the music. It's fine because you can't really actually visualize who Omaru is.
Can I say something? I'm going to object on something we just said, man. That Omaru is faceless. Omaru is, still in the shadows. But I'm telling you that the music I'm going to play, ladies and gentlemen, and you would see what I'm talking about. You would not see, you would hear what I'm talking about here. That I'm not just getting excited for no apparent reason, because Omaru thinks, okay, he's going to be in the shadows for a while. But no, I don't agree, because when
let's bring him into the light.
Yes, we are going to bring him into the light, because the music has already paved the way for the light, because those tracks, Omaru, I think they're amazing. I mean, I've chosen to play 3 tracks which embodies, the creativity that's gone in releasing. It was an EP actually. It wasn't an album yet, was it?
It's an album actually.
Oh, it's an album. Okay, ladies.
So I mean, one of the tracks. I mean, I remember it's "Fly Away." I was on a flight from South Africa to London, and it was a British Airways flight, and I was reading the magazine, and it was there was something about it. It was a location. It was Kimberley, and I remember Kimberley being a location where you mine diamonds, and it was funny. That literally, the song just hit me, and by the time I got off the plane, I had literally written "Fly Away," and that's how "Fly Away" came.
Track was done.
Wow.
It was literally I just wrote it, and I was sat there, and then the inspiration of "Fly Away" hit, and I remember and that's the first one track, which is "Gay Gay," that came about. There was a lot of talk about violence, domestic violence, and that really resonated within me, mixed with Boko Haram in Nigeria, and that just conceptualized the song, and yeah. But hey, I appreciate the fact that you actually like what you hear.
I do, and I mean, Sneakerish, you're a part of the creative process for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think, like you said, times when he gets the inspiration and he needs some sort of like a sounding board, he hits me up with a couple of lines or like a snippet of the beat, and just where I can, I'd say, okay, you need to either up tempo here or drop out a 6 somewhere, something. So yeah, it was an involved process, and sometimes it's good to see it, when it comes to light. I can't say everything we've done has come to light, but yeah, you are seeing at least part of the work that we've done over the last couple of years, and there is more to come.
Fantastic. I can't wait. I already got this one. I will be announcing how you can actually get to hear this great album that, these great kings have actually brought to us as well. So, Omaru, you mentioned something, slightly just a minute ago around violence, where sometimes it gives you an inspiration to reach out and write music within yourself and just release that energy in a positive way to hopefully maybe empower people and also bring attention to certain things. You also mentioned domestic violence as one of the things as well, which is quite great for you to actually highlight that. But my question would be, for an artist, what do you think the role of artists should be in the society?
I think music is life, right? I mean, one of the best quotes I like about music is one by Shakespeare where it says, "If music be the food of love, play on." There's also another one by Friedrich Nietzsche, who is a poet and German philosopher, that says, "Without music, life would be a mistake." And music, I think the role of the artist when it comes to in the society is a critical role. We've seen recently with elections in the U.S. and where a certain politician comes on stage listening to certain music, and it sort of just gears up just gingers everybody. Or the role that the greats of like Fela and Buju Banton have played with regards to revolution in Africa, or sending or passing messages across. A lot of what we see right now with regards to Black Lives Matter and all that, have all been born from music. And I think it's the message we portray or the message we pass on is very, very critical. And so the role, it's a very, very important role.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with all what's going on globally. It's very important. A lot of us are stuck at home with lockdown and so whatnot. And a lot of people tend to listen to music, be it in, just to get by or to sort of for motivation and all that. And so the message is important, and the role of the artist in delivering that message is critical.
Fantastic.
Now so more than ever.
Fantastic. I couldn't agree more, because you're quite right, because a lot of young, adults, I should say, or even grown adults, have this favorite, their favorite artist they listen to, and some of them actually absorb the words that they say. We have, I don't want to start mentioning names, some individuals promoting sex, some promote use of, abuse of drugs and things like that. And they replicate this within the society. And this has an adverse effect on the society, particularly, the black community, where individuals, seem to just admire the way of or the words that individuals say in the music, like fast money, fast women, things like that, and don't want to aspire to actually maybe even be better than what they could, they are at that point, and they then blame it on the system. I mean, you're quite right. It is important for artists to share, great positivity within the society as well. A great example you gave on the presidential inauguration in the United States of America. Okay, you guys have been in the music industry, since 2013, if I'm correct. 2015. Oh, see,
2015.
I'll give you.
But that said, though, I've been listening to music. I've been working on music for a while. And so has Sneakerish. I remember when I was in secondary school in Africa. I used to rap battle with friends of mine,
wow.
And it was fun back then. And we'd write lyrics and all that. And in fact, within my friends, there's a rap that some of them remind me of that I don't. That's actually funny. But then I'd rather not go into it right now. But
I think you just put yourself now. I'm gonna give you 5-10 minutes. Maybe after the break, when we come back from a break, you're gonna drop some bars from us live here on Double9Radio. You said it, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. Okay, so he's gonna make it happen when we have a break shortly. But before we go on a break, I wanted to know, you've been in the entertainment industry, you said, 2015, which is quite a while. I mean, we're in 2021 now. So how do you think your creativity has changed over time?
That's a fantastic question. I think, Omaru is the sort of artist that doesn't want to be pigeonholed. So I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I do everything. And again, it goes back to the previous response, which I gave, which was, I'm a product of multiple influences, from Herbie Hancock to Fela to Burna Boy to Asha to Lagbaja to 90s rap, from and MC Hammer or Jay-Z, and so as a result of that, I will produce different types of sound. But over the years, the music sort of evolved as well, because then you start to, you want to go one route, and then, but at the same time, you also want to be true to yourself and what sort of makes you happy, what kind of music. I want to make music that I would like to listen to. I don't want to play music just because it's what's a hit right now, what's in vogue right now. But that said, actually, I think innovation is key. I mean, today things change. In addition to you actually identifying and finding yourself, you also have to evolve as an artist to make sure that you also take on board what the the message that the world's listening to. So, for example, if you listen to some of when the album drops on the 6th, there'll be some sounds from 2016, 2017, and that sort of evolved over time, where you sort of get a lot of the Afro fusion sort of vibe, as that also changes over time, where you have more fast-paced beats. You sort of hear that more kind of like house alternative type sound in some of the music, which is in tune with a lot of what was around 2020, 2019. But more importantly, I think what's important is making sure that the music of today, or whatever I do today, is better than what I did yesterday.
Amazing. That's such a a great response on that one. So, I mean, with that, as you mentioned, like that innovative process or innovation that you've adopted into your music, not to be defined by the current trend of music, but to create your own identity. What would you say, or who would you say, most identify with your creativity?
That's a very good question, but I think, again, I'd like to revert back to what I said previously, because I'm a product of, so it's kind of like when you think about Omaru, there's a bit that's the head, there's a bit that's the eyes, a bit that's the nose, the heart, and the feet, and it's a mix of everybody, so I remember growing up, and listening to my dad, listening to things like Take Five, it's Dave Brubeck, and also at the same time listening to Sonny Ade, and all that comes in. It's all a process. It's all a part. So, but I think if I want to say, I still give it to a lot of Afro. The music is pretty much Afrofusion, so I can't not give credit to a lot of Afrofusion artists right now that I respect, like Olamide, Wizkid, Falz, Burna Boy, Davido, of course, and all that also it mixes into. But at the same time, in the UK as well, you have to give it to a lot of UK artists because we are in Europe, and the idea is for Doubledoor to actually incorporate or build an Afrofusion family or music label targeting pretty much the diaspora, and of course, you have to give credit to a lot of UK artists in the space as well. You have Notes, you have Fuse OG, and all that. So yeah, I can't just pin one person down, but of course, it's a whole mix. Femi Kuti, Asha, Lagbaja,
amazing artists.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Amazing artists. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I know. You produce, you write songs, you sing, you rap as well. Sneakerish, do you do the same as well? Have we lost Sneakerish?
Yeah, I'm still here. I pretty much same, come at it from the same viewpoint where I've had moments where, I'm writing, I'm producing, I won't go as far as saying, I'm dropping the hottest sixes or whatever, 16s. I don't see myself as any one player in terms of my art form. But, what I have found in recent times is when I am creating something, I try to tell a story, whether that be in a rap verse or be in a hook or be, if for example, we're working with some artists at the moment and we're trying to come up with an album hopefully before the summer, and we're trying to create a theme, like a story about what I try more to come at my creative process by telling a story. So even if it's in the beat making, it's in the writing, it's in the artistry, it's in the imagery, I'm trying to tell a story. So these days I find myself just coming at it from all angles. I'm not trying to be pigeonholed into doing one thing, because I think with all the sort of gizmos via social media and technology that we have available to us today, you can do it, the world's your oyster, you can do whatever you set your mind to.
Yes.
So you can't, I don't like being pigeonholed, basically. So today I see myself as doing everything I could possibly sort of lay my hands on.
Fantastic. So if you was to pick one and say, this is my most enjoyable, this is where I'm like myself, this is my topmost ultimate, role I love to play, what would you say that role would be?
To be honest, I think it's more with creating imagery. I want to say imagery is, so if there was a video shoot, I'm just trying to set the backdrop for that video shoot and tell the story. I think that's where my creative juices flow the most. I mean, occasionally I'll have a moment of inspiration and write a line or a hook. I keep saying that because I found in the process I can't consistently make one track. I always depend on Omaru or whoever else we're sort of collaborating with. But when it comes to actually creating a visual, I think that's where I excel the most. So, yeah, watch out for when our videos start hitting screens. You'll see more of me represented in that medium.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, he said it now. Watch out for Sneakerish. It's coming for you. Coming to your screens quite soon. Quite soon. You know, okay, on that note, we're going to take a short break. And Omaru, remember, once we come back on that short break, you're giving us some bars live on Double9Radio. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're going to miss it. You don't want to miss it as well. It's an exclusive freestyle by the one and only Omaru on Double9Radio. Stay locked on, stay locked in. And we're sure to be back with a bang. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Double9Radio with your one and only Double9 on the FEL show with the amazing Omaru and Sneakerish on the show today. Guys, I'm so excited to have you on the show. I want to say a big thank you for coming on the show. So we'll be talking about, you know, great things about Doubledoor music and what Doubledoor music actually represents. You know, you said it's an artistic representation of family and also what, you know, working towards growing an organic fan base, which is actually good, not made up individuals just joining you without no, you know, direction, which is quite good. So Omaru, I'm so excited. It's like I need to get ready and get the drum roll because this is something amazing is about to happen here on Double9Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Omaru promised us and said he's going to drop a freestyle that no one has ever heard on here for us on Double9Radio. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
You want to mess me
No, we don't want you to stay hidden. We don't want you to stay hidden. That is why. So we need to let the sirens go. To say Omaru is about to drop it. He's about to drop it. He's about to drop it. Wait, you got to hear the siren now. When the siren plays, Omaru, that means you're next. When the siren plays, listen out for the siren. Listen out for the siren.
Black mom, black chick, black Benz. Black cars, no limit, no ends. Stepping in the hood, in the Zilly Crow pits. 6 foot, so good with the no ends. Well, you see the silhouettes. The aces on the beat, so you know you're gonna flex. We done flying first, now it's only Lear jets. Jerry Jones, nigga, with the sewn on the wrist. It's the sewn on the wrist and the lyrics on the... Okay, I don't try now.
Amazing, ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. I think we need another siren for that because I think that was quite amazing. That was amazing all the way, exclusive only here on Double9Radio. Yes, siren out there for you guys. Amazing. I really enjoyed that. You know, thank you for that. That's quite amazing. Exclusively live on Double9Radio. Fantastic. Okay, Omaru, you know, and Sneakerish, thank you guys for coming back on the show. I hope you're having a great time. And thank you for that freestyle as well. I think that was quite amazing as well. So before the break, I asked, you know, Sneakerish about what, you know, enjoys most, you know, what he enjoys doing most. Like, you know, talking about producing, you know, being an artist or songwriter. And he said, you know, he's more of a, you know, creative individual, you know, in the back end, creating, you know, being creative, visuals, and, you know, things around that we're going to be seeing more of his work, you know, in the near future. I can't wait. I know it's going to be amazing as well. But Omaru, you know, for you as well, because I know you produce as well, and you're a songwriter as well, and also you're an artist, which you actually just gave us, you know, a bit of an insight into, you know, how you can be creative. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I must announce as well, the 3 tracks I played during the break, that was from the new album, which is going to be released on the 6th of this month, and it's going to be available on all platforms. I only played just a snip of those tracks for you so you can understand the creativity and the amazing individuals or talented individuals I have on the show today. I mean, I've listened to the album. You know, every song on that album for me is amazing, and I don't know how he's going to keep his face hidden for that long. He's done this now. He can't hide it anymore. So, Omaru, tell us, what do you enjoy doing most? Producing artists, being an artist, or a songwriter?
Oh, that's a very good question. I mean, for me, what I enjoy most, I think life comes into me when I'm in the studio. I mean, I just enjoy working on new beats and writing music, and it's a different. I can't explain it. It's music does something to me that nothing else does. And it's funny when I'm alone. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that I'm Gemini, but when I'm alone, I actually just want to listen to jazz. But then when I'm in the studio, I don't want to make jazz. I want to actually just pour myself out. And for those who have been with me in the studio, that brings out life in me. I just play. I become a 7-year-old in the studio. I want to write music. I want to play around with beats. I want to hear what this sounds like. I want to hear what, if I tweak this here, what does it sound like? Can I throw this in there? Can I just throw this ringtone in there? And what does it sound like? So that's me.
Amazing. That's really good. I mean, you got great talent all round. And
thank you, sir.
I can't wait to hear more of your work as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys, we're going to share more details on where you can order or pre-save the release of this track or the album, I must say, as well.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, and yeah, no, it's all on all platforms. Omaru, the album drops on the 6th, but there are loads of singles that have been out. And they're on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, whatever platform you want to use, Amazon. It's all on there. And again, I've worked with a lot of great artists and a lot of great co-producers. I mean, and it would be unfair if I didn't give them a shout out. I mean, Sneakerish is here. He's here. There's also there's a track that was done, which was a remix of a great artist from Style plus T Dot, which was One Touch, the remix, which I did a 16 bar on. There's Gapster Banj, who's based in Birmingham. He's a fantastic artist. I've done some work with him. Wine, which is on the album, was done with Gapster Banj, and also One Berry, which means let them keep questioning. There's DJ Presido. I mean, he's a fantastic co-producer, and then literally when we're trying to produce new beats, we throw this in, throw that in, and then he listens to it, and I'm like, whoa. And there's Brando, I call him my Oyibo brother. He listens to music and he gets it right from
shout out to Brando.
Shout out to Brando. And of course, there's D20. He actually worked on one of my beats, and D20 is a fantastic guy, amazing guy. For anybody who isn't following D20, please follow D20. And
Kizzy Bling.
Sorry?
Kizzy Bling.
Of course, Kizzy. Oh dear, Kizzy. No, Kizzy has to be secret, right? Because Kizzy. Oh my goodness, Kizzy.
Let's keep that one for now.
Is that a superpower? Is that a superpower?
No, Kizzy
is yeah, you're right. Superpower.
Kizzy's pretty much like Popeye and spinach, right? So it's like literally like trust me, man. Kizzy. So Faji level. Kizzy was on Faji level. There's a new track which was co-produced with D20, which is Testimony. It's not on the album, but it's going to be on another album which we're working on. And you don't want to hear what Kizzy did on that album, So yeah, and of course Ace Beats. Got to give a shout out to Ace Beats.
Oh my gosh, you guys are making me so excited. I can't even wait for all this, great work you've done to come out. We must get Kizzy on the show as well. He sounds like he's a superpower, a Superman in the making.
And I have to give a shout out to my guy Robert.
Yes.
Literally, he's a sound boy. Because Robert, right? He takes a lot of my crap. Like when I send stuff to him. What does this sound like? And of course, there's another friend of ours who's a musical genius. His name is Veli. He's based out in Dubai. And
Veli's a dog.
Yeah. We gotta give a shout out to Veli. So Veli, love to Veli.
Veli, love the Veli. I love that. Fantastic. I mean, you mentioned a lot of individuals there who have been instrumental or been part of your creativity of this wonderful album. And also all the projects you're working on. I think that's quite amazing. But,
Yes, and
carry on, sorry.
No, that's what I was saying, that, Doubledoor is a family. And the bigger the family, the better the family. And all we're doing is really making sure that, we're sending out good music. Like I said, especially now it's Valentine's, right? So, like Shakespeare said, like I said before, music be the food of love. Let's play on. We just want to make good music. It's not about the money. It's not about the fame. And that's why I like to remain faceless. It's all about just making music because we enjoy making music.
For some time, after, you're not going to, just a little time, you're coming out, mate. You know what I mean? You're coming out.
Just a little, yeah?
Just a little.
You coming out. I mean, as I was saying, you mentioned quite a lot of people who, quite amazing people who have been part of the, project, also the current project, and also upcoming projects as well. And again, you mentioned about the family, ethos, about what Doubledoor actually does, which is quite amazing as well, and it's being reflective in how you just described these individuals you just mentioned. But if you had a microscopic view of the entertainment industry, both here and in Nigeria or in Africa as a whole, what would you say is lacking within the entertainment industry?
Wow, that's a big question. I mean, look, the last thing I want to do is criticize anything. I think more, I would say, look, Nigeria, when I think back to what Nigerian music has started off as, and the fact that it's actually been able to influence, the globe, you have the big artists like Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, on the international stage. I think I wouldn't want to focus on what's lacking. I like to say that there's been a lot of improvement, and I think that's what the focus should be on. Let's keep doing the right thing. Let's keep working together. And my philosophy is, I want to see everyone grow. I'm happy when my brother's doing well. And right now, we've got a population of over 7 billion people. So we can make as much music as we want, right? Let's make lots of music. And you get a fan, right? There are loads of fans that'll be out there for everybody. So I don't need to beef anybody. Nobody needs to beef anybody. It's all one family, all one love. Make music, make people happy. That's what it's all about.
If I can jump in there, I think
please, yes.
The key theme that jumps at me in terms of the music industry back home in Africa as a whole is, as long as it's equitable and everyone can eat, I think is a good thing. I think there are many players on the scene right now. I think what it used to be and what it is now, there's definitely been improvement and growth. I think there's more focus on creating structures that ensure that artists at least are see proceeds from their art, because if we could all do this for free, it would be good. But these things come at a cost. Sorry,
course,
and
yeah.
I think people are beginning to realize that you pay for art in whatever form it's being presented. So I think if we can at least make sure that there's more structures in place, and I think they are doing things like that. I think you've got artists from Nigeria and other parts of Africa who've gone out into the world. They've made big music. They've shed the spotlight back home on Africa, and I think you've got more artists, for example, people like Akon, who've gone back to Africa and have tried to make sure at least people are getting their dues. So I think making it equitable is definitely a key theme, and I think we will get there. It's just a slow process, but we are getting there, and I think it's quite exciting, the prospect for the continent as a whole. And one thing that I'm always in awe of, and it amazes me every time I'm on the gram or I'm back home, is the abundance of talent back home is ridiculous.
Amazing. Yes.
It's ridiculous. Like, I can't even, for want of term, it's mad. You know what I mean?
It is.
So it's watch that space. There's just a lot to come out of Africa. I mean, it's just, in the last decade, Afro music has exploded, but I think it's still going, there's still scope for growth. So yeah, watch the space.
amazing. It is good. It is good. I totally agree with you as well. I mean, you know, I must say, Omaru, I was going to ask you if you had any political ambitions or anything, because you sounded so political there. You didn't want to criticize anyone. You just kept it very political as well. So maybe that's one of your many talents. We don't know, but it's quite amazing. But I want to say,
never know. You know, the funny thing is, you know, there are loads of politicians, there are loads of artists that become politicians over time. Yes. You know, so hey, you never know.
You never know.
Watch this space.
You never know. I mean, you got an artist, you know, he became a presidential candidate.
Bobby Wine, you know. Yes. Yeah, you never know.
Bobby Wine.
Exactly, you know. Or Sneakerish, are you going to be... you know.
Oh no! I'll just no. That's not me, man.
That's not me.
I'm good. No, that's not me.
That's not me.
I stick to my lane.
Fantastic. Okay, so what collaborations are you guys looking forward to in the music industry? Because you mentioned some big names earlier. You know, who are your influences? You mentioned Wizkid, Davido, you know, Fela. I mean, Fela's not here anymore anyway. You know, Burna Boy. But what collaborations, you know, are you looking forward to, or possibly should be expecting in the near future?
So, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, in terms of if I had a wish list, right, I'd love to do music with. I love to do music with Kirk Franklin. I'd love to do music with Wande Cole. I'd love to do music with Femi Kuti. There's also another artist that I think everyone should watch out for. I mean, I love his sound. His name is Ibeji. He's a great artist. I love to work with Ibeji. You know, and of course, I love to do something with Burna Boy, Source Kid. You know, Source Kid. You know, he's based out of he's in Houston. He's a great artist as well.
Okay, fantastic. I'm sure, you know, they will be the ones knocking on the door once they hear this great production you've done. Honestly, I couldn't say it anymore, but I just want you guys to go listen to this, and you know that, you know, Double9 is not actually chatting, you know, air. I'm actually chatting possibly, you know, great things about this fantastic artist we have on the show. Okay, so what were your favorite Afrobeat artists, would you say?
My favorite, I'll let Sneakerish go first, and I'll tell you who mine is.
I mean, it's very easy for me. I'm quite picky with music I listen to, but I think if you ask in recent months, I mean, just throwing it out there, Burna Boy is just massive. Big, you know, not even gonna. It goes without saying by default. But the artists that have grown on me in recent months, you've got people like Rema, you've got people like Thames. You've got people like Fireboy, Joe Boy, Oxlade, very big on Oxlade. I think those guys. Wande Cole, another big superstar. I mean, I'm Nigerian originally, so most of the music I listen to in terms of the Afro music, music that's coming out of Nigeria. But I mean, with stuff people like Thames, Rema are doing. And I recently stumbled on a UK rapper who's really going on. It's a female rapper. Her name is Annie. I don't know if you've heard her stuff.
Annie, I'm not sure yet. No,
E-double-N-Y. She's really good rapper out of the UK. Okay. Yeah. I'd say listen to her stuff. She's really good. For me, those are the people I'm listening to at the moment. In terms of people I'd like to collaborate with, I mean, anyone really, as long as the vibe is in, I'm good.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Omaru, who will be your favorite Afrobeat artist?
Again, you're going to call me a politician, but I want to work with everybody. I mean, I love music so much that I don't really care who it is, as long as it sounds good and the vibe is there. I just want to work with you. Okay. You know, I just want to.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to accept that answer. But on this next question, I'm not accepting I want to work with everybody, I love everything. No, you have to tell us. Something. You know. So my next question is, it's very easy. You know, it's easy. Round figure. I went for 5. Your 5 favorite albums of all time, and why those albums? You know, Sneakerish, you're gonna answer that question too. But I want Omaru to tell us he's won first. And you can't tell me.
Of course, no.
I love all the albums.
That one's an easy one. I mean, the best album ever made by anybody or anything has to go to Miles Davis. My Kind of Blue.
Okay, I put my hands up. You know, yes. Okay, number one, fantastic.
I mean, like that's number one, right? You know, so if you and I tell people, if you haven't listened to My Kind of Blue, I mean, it's an album that no matter how I feel, you know, I have to listen to My Kind of Blue. And then for me, another album, I think the second one. And again, I don't know if this is really telling on my age or anything, but you know, it's it's Zombie, Fela Kuti, 1977. I mean, Zombie is an album that it's how do I put it? It's a telling album. It's a prophetic album. It's an album that I can play over and over and over again. Another album again that I'd say my third. It for me, you know, it's I have to throw in Kirk Franklin, and there's a reason why I have to. You know, it comes across at a particular time in my life, you know, when I really needed that. So for me, it has to be a Kirk Franklin album. I mean, I love a lot of Kirk Franklin albums, so I can't really figure out which one it is, but I think it would probably have to go to the one which had Why We Sing, so I think that'll be the Kirk Franklin and the Family album. So that one. The fourth one, that one, it's a new one. It's Burna Boy's new album. I think that's a body of work. That's a genius. So I mean, he killed that African Giant album. He killed that. Yeah. So I just have to give it to him. I mean, and my favorite track on that, it's tricky. You know, I don't know if it's Real Life with Stormzy or if it's but I mean Stormzy. You know, that track. It's a great one. Twice as Tall. Yes. So I have to give it to Twice as Tall. Am I my fourth now or my fifth?
Fourth. So one more.
Fourth. One more. Oh dear, I don't want to be biased, but you know what? Look,
this politician is about to speak again, but you know.
Yeah, there you go, politician. But you know what? I say I'm going to take it back again. Again, you know, you can call me old school, but you know, I give it to Sonny Ade. I have to give it to Sonny Ade, and it's Let Them Say. You know that album, 1987.
Okay.
Let Them Say. You know, so for me, those are the top 5 albums right now, and that's what I can listen to any day.
Fantastic, great choice. I would say great choice in all of the ones you mentioned. They're amazing. Especially the last one you put in there. Sonny Ade, I think that's a fantastic one there as well, because it gave a lot of sounds, you know, a lot of sounds, a lot of meaningful, you know, conversations were happening on the album as well. You can even hear the beats, and you know, amazing. Okay.
But from the sixth though, then it has to be the Omaru album, right?
Oh, the sixth, of course. For the bonus one, the bonus one is the Omaru album as well. Fantastic.
And it's three. It's the number 3. That's the name of the album. So it has to be 3.
3. Fantastic. Okay, Sneakerish, it's your turn.
So this is where my musical influences just kind of go all over the place, because I'm just all over the place when it comes to my music. So I'd have to say Thriller and Off the Wall by Michael Jackson, Tie In for One, Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z, Stronger Than Pride by Sade Adu, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar, and I think Burna Boy's African Giant album is is a mad thing. Yeah, I can say that.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my vibe.
Okay, I mean the distinct difference in the choices of both of you. So I understand now why the two minds can come together and create such amazing sound. Because
that's me. That's me watering down my choices.
Oh, wow.
Because I could go on for days about my influences, but I'm just trying to keep it contained.
Amazing. You know, fantastic. I mean, I'm sure great things are coming out from Doubledoor Music quite soon as well. Fantastic. Okay, so you know we had quite a number of questions have come in. We'll be asking that quite shortly. But I mean, if you was to give any advice to any aspiring artist or musician out there, you know, Sneakerish, what would you say?
Believe in your craft. It's as simple as that. Don't doubt yourself for 1 second, because I've met people who say, "Oh, my voice is." I mean, I've struggled with that. Say, "Oh, my voice doesn't sound well, doesn't sound right, doesn't have enough bass in it." For the longest time, I'd rap and people say, "You sound like Q-Tip." I thought that was a problem, but Q-Tip's made a lot of money from sounding the way he sounds. Believe in your craft and study it, devote your time to it, push it, be your own advocate, because no one else will do it for you. And it doesn't just happen at the snap of a finger. You know, Burna Boy didn't become Burna Boy overnight. Years and years of pushing against the grain for him got him to where he is today. Same goes for any other artist worth their weight in gold. They will tell you that it didn't just happen overnight. And sometimes the best stories are born from, I don't want to say the darkest places, but they come from places of growth. Dave's psychodrama is testimony to that. You know, there's loads and loads of stories out there. It wasn't done overnight. These people believed in their craft. They stuck to it. And they were their own advocates. So that's my advice to any up-and-coming artist.
Fantastic. Believe in your craft and study it to make sure, you know, you bring out the best of it. Great.
Straight up.
Okay, let's quickly go into some of the questions. Some of the questions have come in. If I don't ask you a question, it means we might have addressed the answer on the show earlier. So the first question I'm going to go to is James, who says, how do you feel the internet has impacted on the music business?
I think the internet has been a very good thing for the music business. It's given people, the audience, the viewer, an idea, in the sense that if you were thinking something and you thought, no, this is not possible, the internet gives you that platform to research it, see that it is possible, and go after it. In some cases, whatever it is you're thinking as an idea, it might be a ridiculous idea, it's already been done. So you know it can be done, so you improve on it. So I think it's brought music and musicality and art to everybody's doorstep. And whatever was impossible previously has been made possible because music is made in South Africa, is readily available in South America. Music is made in Australia, is readily available in the UK. So the internet has brought people's creativity to each other's doorsteps. I think that's the biggest thing about the internet today. Just
Fantastic.
Making sure that the message is, from wherever the message is being sent, it's being received.
Amazing response to that one. Thank you for that. Okay, Omaru, I think this will be more to your forte. It says, this is Derek's question. Is that if you could open a show for any artist, who would it be?
Well, thank you very much, Derek. If I could open a show for any artist, wow, that's a beautiful question. Again, it could be maybe, I'd say Kirk Franklin, Tiwa Savage, Davido, Jay-Z. Hey.
Quite a lot of them there.
Can I answer that question?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, today, if I was to open a show for anyone, Pharrell on the weekend, those two guys tell some stories. I like the stories they tell.
Fantastic. Okay, I mean, this question is open to both of you. This is Tammy from Ireland. It says, what has been one of your most defining moments?
Wow. Do you want to go first, Sneakerish, or?
I mean, obviously I'm still working on my stuff, so I wouldn't put it out there and say I'm the artist at the moment. I'm still a work in progress, but a defining moment in terms of this career path has been when I think I had a moment in the studio. I don't think Omaru was there. It was with Brando, and I was trying different sorts of vocal cues, and I think I stumbled on what I now call my music voice, and that helped my creative process, because prior to that, I would rap, I would sing, but the voice cues I was using were, anytime I heard it play back, I wouldn't like it. But I think the defining moment was when I found my voice. I know that sounds trite, but when I found my voice, it helped my writing process. So the defining moment for me was finding the right vocal cue, and then in turn translating that into my writing. So I know it's probably basic, but I think I've heard where people struggle with how they sound.
Yeah.
So over a track. So once you know what your vocal cue is, it will probably help in your creative process, because you can immediately hear how you sound on tracks, as opposed to the constant sort of trying to see where you fit in over a chord or over a verse or whatever. But I think once you can find your voice and you know what cues are right for you, then I think your creative process will grow in leaps and bounds.
Fantastic. Omaru?
For me, I think it's. I mean, maybe I'll pinpoint two. The first was actually, Fly Away. Fly Away may not necessarily be a best track, but the fact that I remember it took me it was a 10-hour flight, and I literally just penned out how I felt on the flight, and just pinned it down, and literally, and then hit the studio. So that for me. I think the second one is being able to work with other great co-producers on beats, or artists as well, and just hear what comes out of it, and I'm like, wow. So that was something. It's funny how you have a vision of something. I mean, a good example is Olodumare, which is a track on the album 3, and that song literally just came to me in the shower, and I literally just hummed the beat, hummed everything, worked on it, and when I heard the final product, I just thought, wow, that went from this to that. So, yeah.
Amazing, very good. Okay, another question is, no name on this one, but I like the question. Says, what's the most courageous thing you've ever done?
I'm going to answer that question on behalf of Omaru. The most courageous thing Omaru is going to do is when he puts his face in front of a video.
Yeah. So that's not going to happen for a while. But look, the most courageous thing I've ever done.
It's going to happen.
The most courageous thing I've ever done. Well, that's a good question. I think it's. For me, it's a constant process. It's always standing up for what's right. I think that's important. I think always standing up for what's right, no matter how difficult that is. And no one's perfect, right? And for me, that's why I say Omaru is nobody. He's anybody. He's somebody. Omaru is me. Omaru is you. And it's really about the music. It's not about the person. And always just making sure you stand up for people. And that's why, for example, my song Giri means a lot to me, because what it was literally just speaking out for people, right? Just speaking out in general about what in 2019, they may not necessarily be, club bangers or the sexiest or the baddest track you would hear on the radio, but those are tracks that speak to what is wrong or what isn't right in the society, and being able to address that. And I think for me, that's what courage is all about. No matter how difficult it is, it's just being able to speak the truth, and always.
Fantastic. Thank you for that response to that one. Okay, that was the last question I will take. There's quite a number of questions, but I think we've already addressed some of them. I want to say thank you to everyone who's sending questions this evening. I really appreciate you all as well. But my final question, before I say, good night, good evening, good morning, is tell us a fun fact about you. I'll let Sneakerish go first.
That's a very simple one. I own 200 pairs of sneakers.
200, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Blimey. He owns 200 pairs of sneakers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's why it's called Sneakerish.
That's where the name comes from.
That's where the name comes from. I mean, obviously, there's people out there that own a lot more than that, but I'm just saying that's a fun fact about me.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Omaru?
I'd say, for me, it's jazz. For me, it's whenever I'm down, whenever it's a bad day, my get to go away position is always jazz and whiskey. I mean, literally, I listen to jazz. My favorite jazz album is My Kind of Blue. Fantastic. And that literally just takes me away. Like, literally, no matter how bad the day is, if I listen to My Kind of Blue with a nice glass of whiskey, I'm good.
You speak my language now. You speak my language. we must all engage when this pandemic is over and open a fine bottle of whiskey over some jazz and looking at the Sneakerish Snickers, the whole 200 pairs at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen,
he literally has over 200 pairs of sneakers. Oh, wow. Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, when I think about, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, remember, I used to love Jordan sneakers, and I remember how I saved money for a pair of sneakers. I think I remember it was the kamikazes. I saved like literally every penny to buy my pair of kamikazes, Reebok kamikazes. But then when I think about how many this guy has, I'm like, wow,
It's okay. It's okay. Don't you worry about me. I'm fine.
Amazing. Guys, I want to say a big thank you for coming on the show this evening. I've had such an amazing time. I learned about Doubledoor, and also, speaking to Omaru, the one that's faceless, who'll be the face very soon. He's just hiding in the shadows, but the shadow is going to disappear because
amen to that.
Because the album 3 has been delivered and has brought light on Omaru's face. So everyone, look out. Make sure you go find that, download, support, stream. It's called 3. Just search his name, Omaru, Omaru. And it's all available on all platforms. These are Spotify, Amazon, name it, Apple Music. You can find it there. But and also you can make sure you follow them on Instagram as well to get more updates on new things coming from them. It's Doubledoor Music on Instagram. If you can't find it, just go onto Double9Radio, click on today's flyer, and look in the description. You would find the handle there. Just make sure you're following them as well. Omaru, Sneakerish, it's been amazing. It's been great. I've had such a great time on the show this evening. But before you go, do you want to say any words to our listeners out there who might be listening and say, you know what, they've had a great time? What would you like to say to them?
Oh, yes. I mean, I want to thank all the fans and everybody that supported. And again, the list is countless. I mean, family, friends, the Spartan crew, and all the co-producers, like I said, T-Dot, the 20, Ace Beats, DJ Presido, everybody has been a part of the process. The 20, this album, Arizi, everybody want to say big thank you, and also to family who've actually supported. I remember the first single that came out, I could literally count those who downloaded the track, and I knew it was all family and friends. So, and we appreciate that. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there from Doubledoor. music label, record label, are the two founders, Omaru and Sneakerish. Omaru just released an album called 3, which is available on all platforms. Make sure you stream it and listen it and download it. And also do tell a friend to tell a friend. It's been amazing. It's been great. I've had such a great time on the show. Gents, I want to say a big thank you again. And I'm sure I'll hear from you very soon in the future.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Cheers. Thanks.